Okay. Hi, how you doing? Good evening, good morning, and how you doing, guys? Thank you for joining us on Geek Mythos podcast. Sorry, I'm nervous. It's been a while.
Been a
Um,
week.
been a
We've
week.
been a week. I think we've lasted longer than this. And yeah, we've lasted longer than this before.
What do you mean?
Like when we went on vacation for that Christmas during that
Oh
time.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
I get the podcast. We were just doing the mental health stuff.
yeah.
It
We
was like, we're
we
gonna take a vacation.
took a
Let's work on those mental
vacation.
health ones. Yeah.
A good month. A good month, and yeah, I think we just did a month, not doing anything, just like working on TikTok and stuff. And then after that, we were just like, all right, well, let's go back to it and let's try to do Zoom now, and that works. So
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, my notifications for everybody telling that I'm live did not go out, so that's great. Gotta love it. I fucking love it. All right. Anyways, we'll just do the podcast by ourselves, then, obviously. So today's episode, we're gonna talk about the Bad Batch. And we're gonna talk about Superman and Lois, and believe Joey wanted to mention something.
Is it 4 episodes we missed as the Bad Batch we didn't talk about? Or was it
Right.
five? Five. Actually, it was five of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the first episode was like 2 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And no, it wasn't 2 hours. It was an hour and like 15. 75.
yeah.
And then Superman and Lois came back after their hiatus because they needed Supergirl to finish or start, I believe.
Yeah, it
Start.
hasn't finished yet. So at some point, it's gonna start back up again.
And then it will end, and then I believe then we just have to wait for the fall because I believe that they got picked up for season 2, right? Superman and Lois.
I believe so. Now there hasn't been talk about any of that, you know, of any canceling or like it's losing its ratings. But there's been a few times, a few instances when their ratings were getting low for some strange reason. And I was like, how? I mean, it's a good show.
Right.
I feel like it's we haven't seen a good show like this since when Smallville started.
Yeah.
I feel like, the beginning of Flash was okay, and then they try to do that whole kind of like Arrowverse universe, but it felt like eh, at some points the episodes didn't feel like I wanted to keep on going. Like I'm like enjoying the hell out of the Superman and Lois and all like the twists and turns and these characters that are coming out, the dynamic between the kids and oh my god, and to finally see Superman like reach a certain point where it was like this like he got pissed. I love that. I love that scene.
I just thought of what you said with the kids, and I'm like, I think it's kind of getting old a little bit right now with Jordan and Jonathan getting mad at each other and then like reconcile, like just saying like, I'm sorry, dude, like I didn't mean to take it that way. It's kind of getting old. I get it though, because it happens a lot with brothers and siblings all
Yeah.
together, but it's just like it's kind of
Yeah,
like
it's
it's
I
kind
get
of
it. It's like
staggering a little bit
the
now.
writing in as a TV show. Like TV show can't always add the same drama between two brothers. They have
Right.
to, like yeah, we get it. Sometimes brothers could do something and then you don't want to talk to them for a bit and then you rekindle, you end up saying your sorries and things are fine. But yeah, I get it. Like in a show, like watching a show, you kind of feel like, oh, this again. Like what the hell? Like
Yeah, I was just like watching. I
just
was just like, okay, here we go
but
again.
I think it might end up like the last episode I saw was just so funny to me when he was like, say, what, talking to the girl that you're not like, he's like, you're not dating, like
Yeah,
that. I was like, damn, that was a low blow. And he
and
knew he pissed him off when he just banged on the thing just so he could like, oh
yeah,
man,
yeah, yeah, yeah. And even in the last episode where he literally put his hand in front of his punch, and
Yeah,
his hand got shattered or something like that.
yeah,
Like, dude, and you're gonna say, "Oh, he's taking your girl." Come on,
yeah. He's a little, yeah. He's a bit emotional and very sensitive. He's more what
man
kind of
has your back in like fights, and you're gonna say, "Oh, he's trying to, get you or something like that." You know what I'm
mm,
saying? Like, he's your brother, dude. He ain't gonna want. He doesn't want your girl.
yeah, the stuff that's been happening so far with the kids and all that stuff is very good, and how Clark is actually having these conversations with them and about. I like the last episode. I liked how it ended. It was like we're gonna be honest and we're not gonna hold secrets anymore.
Yeah, I
So
did like that
start
too. What's
asking.
up, Demon? How
I
you doing?
I actually enjoyed the hell out of that. Now they feel like they could bring in more to the, tell them what they need to tell them and stuff. I thought they were gonna start mentioning stuff about the multiverse and the stuff that happened to them, and
Yeah, they did mention that, and then they like, nah, probably it's not somebody from another world, probably here at home, and we have to find out who it is, so on and so forth.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, they did mention it, and they mentioned the other heroes, but they didn't mention like his cousin or anything like that. So we don't know what's gonna happen, and we
yeah.
know it
It's a
was
little bit up in the air right now since
yeah.
when most of the shows are getting canceled. Is Are they gonna keep that same dynamic? Are we gonna see Supergirl pop up at some point, or like I don't know, the kids will be like, "Hey, Aunt, Lara," something, like
Who
just to
knows?
see,
And I don't even think they want to bring in the other actors or characters right now.
yeah.
It's not that it's too soon, but it's like they want to be different than what they're producing. It's even in the same, not studio, same network, but they want to be different.
Yeah, they're distancing themselves from the way the other shows are. Um, I feel like,
Yeah, I
yeah,
did.
it's a good idea for them to do that. I don't
Yeah,
think they really need to connect them. Just I think Superman and Lois are it could go on its own without any worried about bringing somebody for just the high ratings or just because they want to see Barry pop up.
yeah,
But though I
yeah,
wouldn't, to be honest, I wouldn't mind seeing Barry pop up, or like they may do an episode or whatever.
yeah. Mm.
Uh there's this guy, the guy who played Diggle. I don't know if he directed
I think he's
one of these
going. I
two
think
episodes or he's
he's direct.
directing a episode,
Yeah, directing a
but
episode, but not
it's
the
up in the
ones that was.
air about the possibility of him coming in as Green Lantern at some point, which
Mhm.
would be cool because and then it would remove that dynamic he had in Arrowverse if he becomes Green Lantern in the Superman and Lois. Then it will have that space cop and alien from another planet kind of dynamic, which I wouldn't mind seeing.
Yeah, yeah.
I would actually enjoy that.
Um, w- Going back to Smallville, I didn't realize the guy that played Martian Manhunter, he was the first person color to portray Martian Manhunter as a black man.
Yeah, because they were always
Yeah.
white. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was always a white
And then
detective. And
they
then when
stuck to for him to be just like, that's his secret identity, for him to be black, instead of going back to what they had him before. I think in the New Frontier they had him as a white guy though.
Yeah, they had him as a white guy. He was a white detective, but it was like this took place in the 1950ish.
60s with John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, it was a
Um
different. It was like golden age or silver
yeah,
age or
yeah, yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
was.
Yeah.
So yeah, which I understood, but it's like later on he was changed because he was also in the Justice League Doom. He was black.
Yeah, yeah. Did you but I Do you think that they had enough screen time for him because he could have done so much more.
In what?
Martian Manhunter in Smallville, they didn't really do much with
I
him.
think they could have done much more.
He just comes in, flies, and then gets attacked in the stomach,
He's one
and
of
then
those
gets.
characters that don't get a lot of screen time,
Oh, why they
but
didn't
when
do
he does, it's one of those like, I like this character. I
right?
can't help but like this character, you know. When he popped up in the Batman TV show cartoon, remember the Batman? That he was much the Batman was much younger and Joker would looks like weird braid hair. But when Martian Manhunter pops up, he was the first member of the Justice League to pop up into the show.
Mm,
And the dynamic between Bruce and him is so funny. You know, it's like when they're like talking, he's like, "So you're from Mars?" He said, "How do you know that?" It said, "You know, because from once they were in the diner, so it said once the flame blows up in the background, you flinch." So he was like checking them, and then all of a sudden he was like, "I could read minds," and this I read my mind, and then he was like, "You're thinking about a bicycle you used to have in your and when you were very young." And then he says, "Nope, I'm thinking about something else." It's a Tibetan trick that I learned in Tibet. Like they were like sort of like going head to head, like with their smarts and their intelligence and stuff like that. So it was really cool. Like when he first pops up in that show.
gotta rewatch that. I wonder if it's on HBO Max because I
I
did
think it
like the
is.
way
I
that they
think it is
did
on HBO
Joe
Max. Yeah.
Chill. The way that they did Joe Chill in that show, like, bro. The way that he confronted him and said, "No, I'm the guy that no, I'm the kid that you stole uh my parents away from. You stole my parents from." And I was just like, "Damn." And he didn't even like for somebody that has read comics, you were kind of getting scared that maybe Batman might kill this guy right now. But he didn't. He saved him. I was like, "Damn." Like just
Yeah.
damn.
I think there's
That
been
that
a lot of episodes that, or a lot of comic book or little clips from comics that there's a moment that Batman throw his puts it out there like he could kill you like at that moment.
yeah, yeah.
Like I don't know if I send you this piece about when Deathstroke was in the hospital and Batman popped up and he said, "You don't think?" He popped up to him and it was like, um, "You think I don't know about the facility you blew up with? There was kids there and all this stuff. Something was happening, and he was in the hospital in the hospital bed, hurt, and Batman still beat the crap out of him. He didn't. It was pretty funny. It was like it's like this is not gonna save you. Just because you're in a hospital bed, it doesn't mean that he's not gonna freaking beat the crap out of you. He beat the crap out of him.
So going back to Superman and Lois, um, we find out that it's not really Lex Luthor, the guy, the stranger that they keep calling him, and it's basically John Henry Irons,
John Henry Irons.
which is um basically Steel
Yeah,
or Superman Steel. Yeah, just Steel basically. So in the comics, when Superman dies, there's four people that basically embody the character of Superman and take up the mantle as much as they can. Just like when
yeah,
Batman
and
gets his
John
back
Henry was
broken.
one of them.
Yeah, and he's one of them that like has a hammer. He creates his own armor deal, and just goes out and fights crime. And the hammer's so damn cool in this episode, and looks
Yeah.
heavy as
And
hell.
if you 90s kids don't know about who Steel is, uh go Google Steel movie that came out in the early 1990s with Shaquille O'Neal as the actor who portrayed John Henry Irons.
Oh, it's a laughable move.
It's horrendous. It was right there next to that stupid Kazam movie where he played a genie.
Yeah, yeah. It was. Oh my god! I saw the special effects. I was like, damn. And the armor just looks so
It was
bad.
very, it felt very campy, very like, it's like you, the way you see those movies, you start to look like, yeah, it was going to be very difficult to come out with any superhero movie at that time. Like the technology or the computer tech was not advanced enough to make these films, you
Right.
know. Yeah, the CGI was horrendous. The suits, the I mean, they could have done a better suit. It just, you know, it's pretty bad.
Um.
I didn't like it because the end of the day is that, yeah, he has his own story, but it's like those are one of the characters that no one really knew about enough for them to come out with a movie. You're kind of like taken back at it. It's like, what is this new movie? Steel? It's like Superman. What is up with this? And some things need to be less just left alone.
What's
I
another
mean,
thing? Go ahead.
Making it into a TV show or like bringing them out into the Superman series like the way they're doing now. See, that makes more sense. But here's the thing about the show. He's he's feeling more like a villain and less like a hero. You know, in his present time, uh, um,
Oh,
Metropolis, in present time universe, he's pretty much the hero
right.
because right there, then is Superman is the villain, but here he's looking like the villain. But then
Um.
something really threw me off at that last episode though.
What?
Like he came to him with red eyes and he was about to pound him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking, I was like, whoa, what? That threw me off. I was like, what is he doing? Like he's already knocked out. There's no reason for Superman to pick him up and ready to start punching him. Like that felt more like a Batman move than a Superman move.
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt that part threw me off, and I thank God that he ended up he ended up he ended up like being stopped by Lois.
Uh. They kind of went kind of crazy with the whole hearing thing. Um. And Jordan experiencing all that type of auditory super super auditory hearing, whatever the hell you call it, super hearing. But the because I saw also, I think like maybe 2 seasons ago because he had it with his dad. I think, yeah, about 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons. We got to season 6 on Smallville.
Yeah.
He that's when he also developed the super hearing. It wasn't as much as Jordan, but you can tell the difference of like, oh yeah, it really messes up with your mind and everything. But going back to Steel, I really had something, and you kept talking. What was it? You have to come back to me because I forgot. I completely forgot. Yeah, I'm blanked. Um, do you think that I forgot her name? Lana's daughter, the one that kind of likes Jordan. Do you think
Yeah.
she
What
finds
about it?
out about Jordan at the end of the season?
I think either she finds out or at some point he's just going to tell her. You know, that's the he. It's gonna get revealed because look at. I mean, she's getting curious, so at some point it's gonna happen.
I'm
I can't wait.
surprised that Lana doesn't know about Clark.
That was weird. Like they didn't put that history in there.
Yeah,
They didn't put that history in there, and
that's
that was
that.
interesting.
I found that very interesting in that.
They didn't
Uh,
put that history in there.
um, and the
It
way
was
that
kind of threw me off.
she talks with when Lois and Lana talk, it's very friendly. But I guess Lois also knows like he didn't fully trust her because he didn't really tell her secret. That's
Yeah.
why she knows she can be okay and playful and also like, okay, now I need you because of more well, because of Morgan Edge and everything.
Yeah.
Um Also, I forgot the girl. She has powers as well from the ex Kryptonite.
Yeah. What about her?
You might have a good chance of either killing Steel or possibly probably we're gonna have a good fight with him, with her and Superman.
I think thinking about it, and it's I think that what Morgan Edge is trying to do, yeah, he's trying to make all these superpower heroes, but what if, because he comes down and says you were when he starts mentioning Morgan Edge to John Henry, he tells him, he says like, oh, he's nothing, I'm gonna go, he's like he's pretty much nothing at this moment, that what the real threat is Clark, that is
Right.
Superman. And when that mentioned, I was thinking about it, it's like everybody that was destroyed his planet had powers. So I'm thinking if Morgan Edge is the one that's going to freaking kickstart that entire event, and somehow something's going to happen to Clark where it looks like he's going to get brainwashed and then look like he's about to destroy the entire planet.
Mm,
I think it's a like steps into happening. Like he's there to stop the events from happening.
I also thought that Jonathan, when he caught the hand Jordan almost destroying that guy's face, that he also got his powers. Because I'm like, how does one kind of is like halfway Kryptonian, half human, but the other
Yeah.
one's like half not or fully not.
Uh,
I don't know what they're trying to do with that, but I'm just like you can have a buddy like a buddy thing,
it. I think it's because it's possible for a person to have abilities and the other person not to have abilities, regardless if Superman is, you know, they did have a child. She had a child from Superman. It is possible, which is strange because I don't know why it brings me to this. Like
or
my
maybe
son,
at the
he
end of
had a.
season one
Mm,
you just see something. Because I'm thinking of
yeah.
like, are they trying to do something like Incredibles? Or we don't think Jack has anything, but then next thing you know, Jack does at the end of the movie. But you were
That's
gonna say something. Sorry.
But I was gonna say there was a class that Christian had, my son, and there was a question from a video that he was watching where,
Yeah.
um, as morbid as this is gonna sound and cut out, like two children, one of them from the same mother, one of them ended up having HIV. And then in my thought, it's like, how is that possible if they got the mother who had HIV, but one of them didn't and the other one did? So at some
Mm,
point, the body must, when they're having the next child, something in there sort of switches or is protected from even having that disease or that virus.
interesting.
So that's probably what may have happened to him. Like he ended up getting it, but he didn't.
Okay.
There had to have been something that happens. I mean, there's so many weird ways that it could be explained. Like that's why they never really touched on the possibility of Superman ever having a child with her.
Right.
Like if you see Mallrats, there's a whole discussion that makes sense to me. It says Lois doesn't have a powerful uterus to have Superman's baby, because if she gets a tan, that baby would rip right through her stomach. The only person that has a powerful uterus is Wonder Woman. She's the only one who could probably handle his baby.
Mm.
But then, this is TV, and the
Fiction, yeah.
comics
So,
and the comics did it, and they did it in a way that I guess
well, the
maybe,
comics only had one child.
yeah. But
Jonathan.
I want to understand. I want to read, unless it's like they did what they did in Superman and the Superman movie, Superman 2, where they were in an area where the baby got his powers removed for that short period of time. Remember when
Mm,
Superman loses his powers because he
mm,
ends up telling his dad that he wants to be human?
mm-hmm.
Imagine that's what happened. But then I have never read that issue. I will actually want to read that to see if that's what happened, or how was she able to bear a child from Superman?
Don't know. No.
But he ended up getting abilities little by little as he started growing up, maybe through puberty. But then again, Superman was picking up a car when he was a toddler.
Picking up
I
a
don't know.
pickup
But
truck.
then,
Damn.
but he was full blooded Kryptonian, not half.
That's true. He's folk blooded. All right. So that I think that ends our discussion of Superman and Lois. Move on to the Bad Batch now, right? Because we didn't even touch it. We
We
mentioned
didn't
it,
touch it,
but we
and
didn't
we
touch it.
went through 5 episodes of the podcast. We didn't touch it at all because it wasn't interesting. It hasn't been the first episode, which was an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half around there. It sort of started, it kick-started the story, the relationship with the characters and what happened and all this stuff and Order 66. But then episodes later becomes a filler. Like, it's just what's happening, what are they doing, where are they going, where are they trying to do, are they trying to just to survive and keep running for the rest of their lives? Like, what are they trying to find, what are they trying to do, or
Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to do. Like, are they trying to help other clones? Are they trying to are they just trying to survive and be in a planet where they won't be bothered? I really don't know. Or even with Omega, like, okay, so what's her deal? Why was she built different? Why is she a clone? Is she somebody else's DNA? Is she, is she somewhat smarter or capable of being not a clone, a soldier? Is she more intelligent, intellectual?
yeah,
Like,
they all have their like their thing,
right,
and I think she has hers. It's just she's slowly, like, they're showing it.
right,
Like, she's quite smart,
yeah,
and she like gets like human, like that. The scene, you got to see today's episode, right?
yes,
Like the part when she goes to the girl, the lady at the bar, and she says, "You're Sid."
yeah.
Like, she figured it out.
By the
And
way, with Sid, what was the guy that Obi-Wan met in was it the second one, third one, where he goes to the restaurant?
nah, it wasn't that. I
I
know what you
thought, I
mean.
was like, are we gonna see him? But it wasn't. Totally,
No.
completely new character. But yeah, I really thought it was Sid too.
Mm.
Anyways, you were going on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, no, no.
It was like Quan
Yeah.
Kong.
So I think she's still trying to like grow up. With it's got to be a reason why she was mostly close to them than the others.
Yeah,
Like,
and they're
it's
just
like
not.
she.
They're just not like they're taking their sweet ass time. Is what I would say.
Yeah, it's become, like you said, it's becoming like fillers. It's more like the series of just regular episodes. Nothing crazy is happening. The only times that certain things are happening is when we see it in the clone facility, and this guy's there. What's the name of that villain?
Sniper dude or tavern? Tavern?
Yeah, him. The only times we getting like the little like what's going on behind the scenes. And it seems like those aliens that did create the clones, at some point they're gonna be like, I don't like this. They're gonna help out the
They
Bad
shitted
Batch.
themselves. They basically just said,
Yeah,
"Ah,
because they look
money
like they're
here,
trying not
but
to.
for the long investment, nah." They made a
Yeah.
big mistake, and well, you know,
I mean, it's gonna go on forever. I think those clones are always gonna be there because it's this is before
Yavin. The
what is
Battle of
it?
Yavin.
New Hope. This is before New Hope. They were already working under Vader, and strangely, we haven't seen Vader. Like what? Or I guess they're trying not to include the men, and they're just putting this
I
area.
mean,
They're just
right
leaving
after
on.
season 7, even on the last episode of the last few moments, we see Vader looking up after he picks up one of the clones that has Ahsoka's painting on it. Or yeah, but yeah, well, I'm surprised we haven't seen Vader in the Bad Batch.
Yeah, nothing has been mentioned, and even when Emperor Palpatine was talking, there was no mention of like Vader or Empire,
I
blah
don't know.
blah.
Um, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what we're mm, what's it all ending up to. How
Oh,
many
and
episodes are there supposed to be in the season, anyways?
I don't know.
22? Are they gonna do that again, or 13?
Probably.
They were doing 22 in the Clone Wars, and then they did a really short season for season 7, I think.
They always do a short season for the first season, and then they'll when the second season come in, then they'll probably go a little further with more episodes.
Okay.
Well, another thing that which was interesting is that they actually brought this girl from the Mandalorian
Oh
in
yeah, 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 yeah.
sort of connect that with that universe.
I was talking about it somebody with somebody in my job, and basically, how old are these people? Because at one point she's like 40 something, but right now is she like in her 20s or something? Because she also looks kind of 30 in the Bad Batch, and it takes
I
place so quite after, like it's a few long years, and then it's the
I
Mandalorian
stopped asking that question when from episode 1 to episode 2 Anakin
when
grew
Anakin,
like
yeah,
into a
that's
teenager.
that's what I said too. I was like, yeah, but remember,
I had to throw that
within
out
one
the
and two,
window, and I was
Anakin
like,
was
I'm not
like,
even gonna ask that question. It doesn't. It's not gonna make any. There's no answer for it.
there
Less,
really is no. I mean, I guess it's light years away, so I guess one world travel. If you're stuck in a world for a little bit longer, I guess you slowly age than other places. I don't
Nah,
know.
you're just adding the invincible situation into this. It's like they actually age like how humans age. It's just I guess it's
Oh.
I mean
To fit the storyline, I
metaphorians
guess. I
or
don't know.
whatever. I don't know.
But yeah, that's yeah, cause then what's it? Cause then Padme would be 10 years older than Anakin. That'd just be weird. But then again, whatever. Ooga, Oogas live amongst us. But I guess that's our thing for the Bad Batch. So
Yeah, there
far, it's
was
a
it,
filler.
it
It's
was.
it's
I mean, I'm still watching it, and I'm pretty sure
yeah,
we're still watching it just to see where it's going. I do like the relationship and all the characters, but it's like it needs more. Something's missing, and I think it's
yeah.
very difficult to just. It's very difficult right now because there's noticing this. Really thinking about this is this when you start watching first and the second episode, the first, second, and third episodes of the Star Wars movies. Then you're watching the Clone Wars, and there's a whole bunch of wars. You see a whole bunch of planets, a whole bunch of characters. After the Order 66 situation happens, it gets that there's no more. Everybody's on the run. Everybody's
Mm.
scared. Everybody's like, there's a dictatorship, there's an empire taking control. Everything has to be in line or everything like that. And then when you watch the movies, like New Hope and all that stuff, there's not a lot, there's just it's not a lot of action. Like it's mostly the spirituality and them trying to figure out how to beat the empire and all this stuff. It's like it's very weird, and I feel like that's what's happening in the Bad Batch. There's nothing there now. Most of the Jedi's were eliminated. Everybody's on the run. They're on the run. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to see what's going on with the clones, and they're building a dictatorship. So it's like, you see like um stormtroopers in every single planet trying to take control of the situation because there's new laws and rules and all these things. So it's like very like, neutral. There's like nothing crazy happening. There's not going to be anything for a while. If you think about it, there's not going to be any action or anybody taking on the empire until we get to see the movies again. The, New Hope and
Right.
Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and the movies that come after. Everything else is just,
Yeah. Yeah.
them.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. Um.
Before we get to the next thing, I was thinking like, I would love to see somebody edit every single moment they ordered the Order 66, like every single event, like from the video
Well, they've
game.
done it, but now they gotta update it again and again and again.
Yeah, because it's like from Return of the
Well,
Jedi,
I wish
no, not
I,
Return of the
I
Jedi,
kind of want to
from
do that. I
Revenge of
have
the
to.
Sith. It happened in uh, uh the
Rogue
video game,
One,
the New
video
Order.
game,
Yeah, Fallen
Fallen
Order.
Order.
What else happened in the Bad Batch? So I would like to see all like the edits when everybody's getting that like Order 66. Everybody's getting the
Did
message
they
and what
show?
happened.
No, I don't think so. They never showed a clip on Rebels. I don't think so.
Mm.
One, can't think of anything. But yeah, I think that concludes our topic for Bad Batch. So let's move on to what Joey wanted to talk about and bring up.
What, the book?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There's an it's called Gotham 1919 to 1939. Is an unauthorized book based on Gotham City during those years. It's like somebody ended up using what was happening in the real world, like in the United States during that time, and how those events would have affected Gotham in like creating Batman and Harvey Dent and and Gotham City. And this man, I don't know the author's name. It's a weird name. I think it's something Panda. Wrote this, created this book, and then it tells like a brief history of each of the characters and what they went through during that time and during those years from 1919 to 1939. So it's like black and white, and you get to see like Catwoman and Batman, Bruce Wayne, all the Robins from Dick Grayson all the way to Damon Wayne. And this other guy ended up creating a documentary based on that book based on that book. So it was sort of like a mockumentary, and they sort of give brief history of each of the characters, what happened in Arkham Asylum, what was happening at Gotham during that time, what happened to Riddler and all these characters, and what happened to Bruce Wayne, his disappearance at some point. So it's like it also has brief storylines from the comics, like Batman Nightfall, when he got his back broken and another Batman took over. So it's like it's a very interesting book, and I was looking for it on Amazon and I couldn't find it. I have to see if Barnes and Nobles actually has that book, or
Well,
do
I'm
I
looking
have to
at it right
order it
now
from
on
the
the
actual
website.
author?
Yeah, it's called Giant Panda King. King Giant Panda.
Yeah.
Anyways, and it's $80.
Mm,
Second
damn.
edition pre-order. I'm looking at the pictures. They look pretty frightening too to me. Joker looks hella fucking creepy. Batman looks hilarious. Harley Quinn looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie, kind of reminds me of a. They even have a JSLA.
Yeah,
Whoa,
that I saw. They have it.
yeah,
It's when there's a when a guy was opening the book and showing each page. I guess he bought the book and he was showing from each page. The first thing was like a picture of how the Justice League looked
yeah,
during
yeah,
that
yeah. I
time,
just
which
sent it
was
to you.
funny.
Just send it to you.
Yeah.
That looks pretty funny. The Flash looks hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Aquaman looks pretty. What is that? Green Lantern looks pretty 1920s. Green Arrow 1920s. Superman. They could have given him the black and yellow thing on the side though. Not gonna lie. Wonder Woman looks like a Amazonian at those times. That looks pretty cool, bro. It looks not bad. Whoa, Mr. Freeze looks nice in this.
You should see Man
Pictures.
Bat.
I'm trying to. Hold up.
It looks weird. And Killer Croc,
Scarecrow.
well, they show Killer Croc, which I feel like it looks like he just has leprosy.
Man said leprosy.
That's what he looks like he has.
Oh, Jason Todd. That was the guy. Selena Cop.
Yeah, some of the stories are there. They show the Jason Todd moment in the book, like the damaged shirt and what was they don't show like they just show the damaged shirt with all blood and all that stuff, and like he was the one who killed him. And the Joker killed him.
Looks really cool. That looks really cool. That looks really, really, really cool. But $80? Damn.
Yeah, I know.
They
I
have a
didn't even know it was that
Wookiees
price.
Erotica issue 2, $50. First one's 50. Vanguard ears is a hunt. The
Mm,
Vanguard ears 2010 to 2016, $190.
damn.
Wow, okay. Well, we should look into the videos later on and maybe talk about them. Not now, but later on.
He's still making some of them because when I looked at the date when he showed if you see the documentaries that he did, um, the guy did, you could see like the date and it was like, oh, he's still making more. So I was
Right.
like, I would like to see a couple the
Yeah,
new episodes.
I think the
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 Harvey Dent one was was pretty cool. I like the Harvey Dent one. And they were talking about Arkham Asylum. They were mentioning the Joker and how Harley Quinn ended up coming into becoming a villain and everybody that was placed in Arkham Asylum. That was really cool.
Oh yeah, he just released one yesterday, Catwoman,
Oh, I never seen that one. That's awesome.
and the Riddler was a week ago. Um,
Yeah, the
Arkham
Riddler one is pretty interesting. I kind of like that.
looks hella. No, not him. Scarecrow looks hella creepy. That mask, dude. What the hell?
Yeah, they when you see
It
the
looks like the
documentary,
bat.
this
It looks like
when
the
you see the
Batman.
documentary, they start talking about Hugo Strange, and he was the one that formed Arkham Asylum there in that universe. And they talk about that Jonathan Crane was also doing experimentations, and um, he was what he was impressed by certain philosophers and certain psychologists to sort of do the whole use fear as as a way to experimenting on fear with on people.
Mm,
It's really cool. I would like to. I was like, I would like to see like a sort of a comic book. Like, what if it took place during that time? Just to see like where the story would go, and at least like a one shot or a graphic novel on its own, like just on that. That would be
yeah,
cool to
yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, do you know the DC Universe Online game? They did this thing with like, kind of like a not retro, but like 1940s type of thing with Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, and something like that, where they
Mm.
designed their outfits like like, what if it was in the 1930s, 1940s?
Oh yeah, I think it's the
Yeah,
bombshell
the
something.
bombshell, but they made a comics book out of it.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I believe they made some comics out of it.
oh yeah.
Should look into that. Maybe.
Looks sexy as hell. Black Canary. Oh, her bombshell outfit. It's just something with girls and fish stockings. Mm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Her it was a Zatanna
Uh,
and Black Canary. Those are like my two top female characters that I
hmm.
love.
Poison Ivy was one of them for me.
I think Poison Ivy's came when she came out in
Arkham
Batman
Asylum.
Arkham Asylum. Everybody was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, good times. Good times. Imagine they remastered that for the PS5 in like 5 years. I can see that. I
Mm.
want them to do for Arkham Asylum so bad, bro. They need to, because that came out on PS3, and it was so good, so good. They could remaster that and make it, maybe, I don't know, drop a lot of the costumes that they put in Arkham City,
What they need to do is freaking remaster
Arkham Knight.
Batman Origins, Arkham Origins. That's the only one that they haven't touched. I said because it was made by another studio. So they didn't include it into that Arkham Asylum series, which kind of sucks
The
because I think
Gothamites
they
is
should.
coming out this year. I think the end of this year.
What?
Gothamites with all like Nightwing,
I
Batgirl,
thought it was
Robin.
next year.
I thought it was next year. Oh, I thought it was
Yeah,
this
it's
year.
next year, which is kind of sucks. Is that we saw the trailer this year.
So it's that one and Suicide Squad that's coming out next year
I
too.
think it's because I have a feeling it's because they would have brought it into an era where it was like all the systems, the new systems were going to come out. So I
Right.
think they felt like we need to improve it to have better graphics so it could be like for the new systems. I felt like that's why they ended up delaying it because I think it was supposed to come out this year.
Yeah, it
Gotham
was.
Knights was supposed to come out this year, and next year was supposed to be
Suicide Squad.
the Suicide Squad. But I
Suicide
think I
Squad
think it's
trailer.
because they
And
were gonna
that, and
bring
also
it on
there's no
late.
console to get the PS5. Like, it's hard to get one.
Oh no, yeah, there's so much talk. I think even Sony themselves says if you're gonna getting any system, it's like it's gonna be like years from like months from now before you even get the chance of getting one.
But I'm probably not gonna get that until maybe God of War the bundle comes out. And imagine that, getting that. Oh my god, it's gonna be hard.
I think yeah, getting anything right now is fine because they're still making those games to the old consoles, and it's not gonna die out for a while. So
No.
I'm okay at the moment. Like I
And
don't.
right now,
There's
like
nothing to jump.
the PS5 people, like people that have the PS5, they're not too overly excited about it. They're just like, okay, so what's new? And it looks better, kind of faster. Really it.
Yeah, the thing is huge.
Thing
The
is
damn system.
tall. Tall as hell.
It is. I've seen
With
it in
sharp
front of his
edges?
face.
Jesus Christ, that makes it taller. Fucking tower. Fucking tower. Anyways, I think we should end it here. 53 minutes. We passed an hour. That's not that bad. Had a good talk. Bad Batch, you know. Superman Lois. That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
getting it's getting good. I can't wait for like the next episode.
listen. If Jordan's gonna get mad at his brother, like, come on. I don't want to see that over and over again. Kind of getting old already.
Yeah.
Like 4 times already. Yeah, sure, there was a break, but he ain't mad at his brother all the damn time. This man can't even control his damn emotions and his powers. How about you don't play football for a little bit? You'll be okay.
Mm.
And with your dad, and that's it. Like this girl, nice, but keep your eyes away from her. That way you don't fucking fry her up.
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna get the other girl that started talking to him.
Oh, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Reminded me of another actress, but can't remember her name. A life of me. But anyways, with that being said, I think we'll see you guys. Well, yeah, we'll most likely see you guys next week. Talk about Superman Lois. Hopefully, some rumors that pass on. Cause wait, there was a rumor that passed that we talked about, but we didn't talk about last week. Was it a Batman thing? I think it was a Batman
Well,
thing.
what just Injustice is getting a cartoon.
Injustice is
That
getting a cartoon
it's getting
movie.
there's gonna be a Batman cartoon that's gonna be produced by J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves, who's doing the Batman with Robert Patterson, and they're doing also a Superman cartoon with uh I forgot this kid's name, the one who plays who's in The Boys. He's the one who lost his girlfriend when this guy ran into
Oh,
her.
he's being Superman?
Yeah, he's the voice of Superman.
That's weird.
It is weird, but then I'm thinking like, all right, we got a black Jimmy Olsen, and this guy's gonna play the voice. So somehow there's got to be a comedy somewhere.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's good. Did you see that movie where like they kind of drew him? It was a Superman movie, but they kind of drew it like Archer. You know drill about that? No. It was kind of like a Archer type of vibe, or yeah, just I can't think of anything else but like Archer.
No, I can't remember. No.
It was alright. It wasn't that bad. It was alright. Nothing memorable.
You know what?
Um.
What Superman cartoon I enjoy? The old ones, the ones when he used to go do 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 do, and it was like it had that like it was the big robots. They're shooting lasers, and Superman is literally punching lasers. Like,
Oh
and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
this
yeah,
is so
yeah, yeah.
epic. I always love those. And everybody said, and he always comes like, this looks like a job for Superman. And it always changed his voice every time he would say Superman. And I always enjoyed it because it had that that old school Christopher Reeves feel to it. He had the hat, the glasses,
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
suit, and she was always getting into trouble. And then when something would happen, he would just take off his shades and then run and fly and start fighting gigantic
And it
robots.
was and that animation was not that bad, not
I
that
love
bad.
that
And
animation.
I think in the first episode he was bouncing around on buildings because they said that
Yeah.
even though
Oh yeah,
yeah,
because it would be like faster than a speeding bullet. Pew! More powerful than a locomotive. Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
yeah.
Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman. And then it's a whole thing like that, and then the theme song. And there's a cut. All the episodes are in. If you get the the Superman steel case, you can see those episodes. It's in all of them. There. I
Um
forgot what's the name of it. Something Fletcher. Uh, it was the name of the. Those were his cartoons that he was creating of Superman. And I don't think it was the yellow
No, it
and
was. I
red.
think it was black.
Yeah, I think it was the
Yeah, I think it was
black.
black.
Oh man,
Yeah, and it was very
I love those.
colorful.
They were like short 15-minute like scenes because they used to pop up out of the blue like at times when you didn't even expect it. They would just come out.
Right,
And
right,
I was
right,
like,
right.
"Oh, this is so cool." Oh man. I think the DC during that time felt more I'm ready to go. It felt more exciting back then, like those cartoons, watching the Adam West episodes, like, I was like, who we having today? And all of a sudden they have the entire villains rogue come out, and you're like, holy crap, this is crazy. This whole episode has every single villain, and and it was cool because you were able to know you knew all his villains because of that show,
Yeah,
you know. Because they always call it the Penguin and the Joker and the Riddler. At some point, there was like some character named King Tut that I don't think they made up. The Eggman that
I
they
think
made
the
up.
Eggman stuck though, right? Like a
I don't
minor.
know if the Eggman
I'm pretty
come
sure
in,
I've seen him before. Pretty sure I've seen him before. I think he became a Batman villain.
but I think it was I know Humpty
Humpty
Dumpty.
Dumpty. I think it was Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, but that one was called the Eggman. It was just some dude, and it was played by Vincent Price. Yeah, and Burgess Meredith, who played Rocky's freaking coach with the Penguin. Ah, looking back at those things is just crazy. They went through two Catwomans, um, which was one of them was Eartha Kitt. I think she was the black one. And then there was the white Catwoman.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I could have sworn also the Clock King was in there too, but I don't remember him. I think he appeared, the Clock King. But then I think later on he ended up in the Batman animated series, and you saw him more of the
Yeah, I know
Clock
he
King.
was in the. I think he was in Brave in the Bold as well.
Hmm.
And
I think so too. I think that was a was that a Green Arrow episode? In the Brave and the Bold? That it was Clock King?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they were tied up and
Oh, sorry.
yeah, they were both tied up or something. And he admitted that he was like he likes working with them because they always found a way to get the hell out of the situations they were really
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I like their dynamic though. I love Batman's relationship with the characters with all the Justice League members he had to team up with, like Plastic Man and all the other characters. It was just so funny.
Yeah. Oh, especially Aquaman. The way he
Oh
was.
man,
Hello, old chum.
yeah. I remember there was this episode that he was depressed and he was just staring
Yeah, I
into the
remember that
ocean,
too.
and
And
then
I
and
think it
then
was
you
one
see
of
a
his
close
last
up of Batman, and then he's like, "Hey." Like he's trying to figure out what to say to him. He looks so miserable, like trying to get ideas for him so he could get the hell out of what he was doing there. He looked depressed.
I
Those were
forgot. I
funny.
think it was one of the last episodes where his voice changed in the thing because of Batmite or something like that. He was
Mm.
manipulating the voice, but they gave the I forgot which one it was that did his other voices, the other shows, and they came in for that reading. Yeah, back and forth. They came back and forth. The voice actors, but I don't remember which show it was that was in it. I think it was Super Friends, or I think it was
I think I know what you're talking about. It was it was that short Justice League cartoon that was in that they had a whole bunch of different characters each day, and I think it was Mark Hamill, and he was able to play. He was playing the voice of the Joker and the Trickster, but he was also playing the voice of Swamp Thing in that episode. And Mark Hamill was playing Mark Hamill, and I think he was getting kidnapped by the Joker and the Trickster. And since he was able to do the
mm,
voices of both of them, they got them in trouble. And then I guess Swamp Thing ended up becoming I don't know if you're talking about that episode, but there was an episode Mark Hamill popped up in a Justice League
No,
episode.
I know which one that is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
that was a
no,
short-lived cartoon, and I think I found it so funny. I remember that episodes when they turned on John Constantine, Zatanna, uh, Doctor Fate, and Batman as kids, and they had to go into like this haunted house, and it was just so funny just to see Constantine like talk with he has his little British accent, but he was like this little kid. It was
yes,
funny.
yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And there was
Oh my
another
god.
one where they were fighting Lobo, and Lobo had one of the rings. I think he had the fear ring or something, and he was beating the crap out of the Red Lanterns and the Justice League. It took Batman and the stupid cat that Atrocitus keeps walking around with to beat him.
See that I don't remember.
It
I
was
gotta go
so funny
rewatch this. I
because
gotta rewatch.
he ended up grabbing the cat. And he was like, "We got work to do. Let's do this." And then he just like the cat somehow they managed to save the day with that cat. And I
Oh.
think they had to stop Lobo because he was going ape shit on everybody. It was so
Hmm.
funny.
Well, I think with that tangent, long tangent, we're going to end the episode here.
It was a
Um,
tangent, but it was all related to the DC universe.
Facts. Today was DC and Star Wars, but mostly DC.
Yeah,
Because our love for DC is no match like anybody other. Especially with the MCU fans.
it's crazy how back then when Marvel was being created and they were starting to come up with stories, they were the underdog trying
Right.
to overcome what DC was doing with Justice League, Superman, Batman, and all these things. Then now it's like DC is trying their best to sort of reach that level that Marvel Universe is reaching right now.
It's
And
like
it's
they're
crazy.
barely doing it though.
Yeah, and right now there's another rumor stating that they might sell it to freaking Disney.
Yeah, that's a big rumor going on right now. That's so stupid. Like I just don't get it, man.
It's gonna hurt me. I can't just to see if there is just to see Batman and then the red Marvel banner right next
No,
to
they're
it.
not gonna do that. They're definitely not gonna do that. They're gonna have it as two separate companies for them. Disney. They're gonna have two different. It's like publishing, or like
Well, I hope so, but
it's
then
like
this
Pixar, and whatever the other one, DreamWorks. Oh, they're the same. Anyways, like they're gonna have two separate things. It's one's fully Marvel and one's fully DC. They're not gonna touch. They can't touch.
that makes sense. I think that yeah, if they do it, then that's how it should be. Like if we see it on the Disney Channel, we'll just click on DC and then have that. But then I feel that Kevin Feige would do a hell of a good job, sort of creating the DC universe. I feel like he if it does happen, that we might get our chance to finally see that DC universe, DC cinematic universe. It's just,
I want to see that too.
it's gonna be crazy, and it's gonna be in some way it's gonna be kind of painful to see in some way, but let's see.
We'll see. We'll see. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll end it right here. You can catch us in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram down below in the description. But hit the link tree and you could find us everywhere and even donate to us. Donate, yeah, you could donate to us. Why? I don't know. You want to be nice? That'd be cool. I mean, we gotta get some better equipment. Especially Joey needs better lighting.
I do.
I'm just saying. Um. I for one am good if this camera just stays on my face properly. That'd be better. But I got a new mouse and I'm really really happy. This thing, this is a Logitech mouse. Based.
Where did you get it? Five Below?
No, Amazon.
Hmm.
Which I will put even a wish list link. I had to say that right. Wish list. Wow, my voice broke. wish list link also. Is well, because why not? Maybe you could buy it for me, and I don't have to buy it, and that'd be nice. Because I don't, we're not affiliated yet on Twitter, TikTok, no, Twitch. Twitch. We're not affiliated yet on Twitch. But anyways, you can find us there. Use the link tree link. And yeah, you can just follow us, like, comment, subscribe, tell us what you thought of this episode. How are you liking Bad Batch? Are you loving Superman and Lois? Are you watching it? And what do you think of the book at the 1919 to 1939? You said
I think it's 1939. 1919
1939
to
Gotham.
1939.
Yeah, from that publisher. Have you seen it? Have you watched the videos, or have you heard of it? If not, let us know. But yeah, have a good one, Geek Gods. Joey, have anything to say?
Have a good one, guys. Good
Peace.
night.